What if I told you that my dream was to play Coachella as an artist?
I'd be like, fantastic, good luck. I wish you the best in all your endeavors. And Coachella.
I basically would too. Yeah, that's true. But we have some really great advice from an account called Beat Cave that has detailed a plan that you could have. And I think you could take this plan and not only apply it to specifically Coachella, but it's a framework to think about your music career, think about your goals, and how to get where you're going. So let's get into this. They say, to start out with, they say, no one's coming to discover you. Coachella does not scout talent the way the music industry tells you it does. Every artist on that lineup got there because they made themselves impossible to ignore on purpose over time. The path is real and it's repeatable, but it requires you to operate like a strategist, not just a creator.
I think there's something so insightful in this, and it is the music industry doesn't. Coachella doesn't scout talent the way the music industry tells you it does.
Yeah.
The music industry doesn't scout talent the way the music industry tells you it does.
Yeah. I was going to kind of push back on this and say, I don't even know that there's a popular myth anymore that the music industry scouts talent.
Yeah. No. TikTok.
Yeah.
The TikTok algorithm scouts talent. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
TikTok. I'm glad that you mentioned TikTok, because in a lot of ways, the advice that we're giving here is sort of anti-TikTok.
Yeah. This is really the antithetical. This is the opposite direction. Because really in 2026, I feel like there's two directions. For new artists, you're either building, and hopefully you're doing both, but you're either building a live fan base where you're going out and you're playing shows all the time, just like this, and you're building towards playing on the festival circuit, or you're spending your life making TikTok videos, and hopefully you're doing both.
And either way is a bit of a grind. Number one, they say build an undeniable live show. Coachella books performers, not recording artists.
Yes.
That's so key.
Do you want to describe that a little bit? Like, what would you say the difference between I'm a recording artist and I'm a performer? What are those two worlds like?
I would say there's a number. This is a really great question. A number of things come up for me. I think one of them is, can you knock it out of the park in any sized room?
Yeah.
We have this open mic here every single week. And sometimes people are like, oh, the stage is so small. Yeah. And I always say the same thing. If you can't own our 8x5 stage, with it's a little 6-inch little raise,
a little riser up.
If you can't own this stage, you cannot own a 40-foot stage.
No,
you cannot own a festival stage.
No,
it always begins in the smallest rooms on the smallest stages.
Yes,
so that's one.
You can't play to a room of 2 people. How are you going to play to a room of 2,000 people?
And speaking as a person who's done kind of both sides of that, it really is true, because you can start your set with a room full of people and watch them just
walk away.
Ask me how I know.
Walk away. Have you had this experience before?
Every artist who has ever gone out on the road has had that experience. Anybody who's ever played a significant amount of shows has had that experience.
Yes.
And your job is to figure out over time, among your jobs as a good performer, is to figure out over time how to hook those people in the same way that a sort of a TikTok, Instagram, digital person, we all know about digital hooks.
Yeah.
There is a live version of that.
There is.
So they talk about needing a headline-worthy live set before you pitch a festival slot. Full production concept, tight pacing, strong visuals, a crowd that loses its mind, investing in the show before you sell it. They talk about booking every venue that will have you, filming every single one, and building a 90-second live reel that shows the energy in the room.
That is so underrated. Having like a 90-second reel of your performance, having something that shows you, that isn't like, oh, hold on, hold on, let me find it.
Yeah.
They're like, that moment is solved when you have, here. And then there's a bunch of people, and you have all those moments captured, and people are like, oh, okay.
Oh, I see what's up.
Okay, yeah. Which day?
Exactly. Number 2, they say own your city first. Coachella doesn't take risks on artists with no proven base. They want artists with real passionate audiences that show up. Your city is your proof of concept. They talk about being able to headline a 300-cap venue being more compelling to a booking agent than 50,000 Spotify streams.
Yes. Let's dive into this because there's something really, really interesting here. Like, one, I think we can talk about hard ticket sales and soft ticket sales here, of being like, oh yeah, I have like a million people following me on TikTok and having never played a show.
Yep.
And the concept of being like, hey, I play 24 college campuses every year.
Yeah.
And I make $70,000 to $90,000 and I love my job. Those two worlds are so different. Like I can bring in 200 to 800 people every time I show up versus, I don't know, like I want to come. I think like maybe we could do like something.
Yeah.
Like those are two different acts and it just like, yeah.
They're totally different. If you have 1 million followers, you're probably, you don't need me to tell you this, you are well in the territory of doing brand deals.
Yes.
And that might be great.
That might be fantastic.
And you might not be this, you might have your, hypothetical example, you might play the 24 colleges per year and make, to make like decent middle class money.
Yeah, 2026 is rough, but
with decent money doing that, maybe we've got some side hustles and it starts to work out.
Keeps everything alive.
We've got posts videos about side hustles if you want to learn more about that.
Yes, if you want to go back, we have the content.
But if you've got that kind of going on, you might not be able to go get a brand deal with Warby Parker or whatever, right? Because,
or Incogni, whatever it is.
Yeah, but you might be well on your way to start booking a whole bunch of festivals. You might be well on your way to getting to your dream of playing Coachella. So that brings us to number 3. They say climb the festival ladder.
Yes.
Coachella is the top rung, and the ladder below it is long and non-negotiable.
Yes.
Your booking history tells promoters who you are before you ever speak to them. So they say to build your resume on regional festivals, the college circuit, mid-tier festivals. They mentioned Oshega, Way Home, and then I think it's 9 to put you in front of agencies.
Yes.
Which we're going to touch on next, and programmers who book the bigger stages. They say to apply to everything, follow up, build real relationships with festival programmers. The industry runs on who knows you.
This is something that I think is really, really interesting, and a lot of artists want to jump past. And it is building that local name.
Yeah.
Like there's something about, we always want to build on social media. It feels so organic. It feels like what we should be doing, right? But there's something about your local area. Being able to own your local area and being able to kind of control that market. If you can bring people from wherever you are, wherever you come from, whatever small town, whatever big town, wherever it is that you're starting from, having that regional audience behind you is going to help you wherever you go. It's going to give you like a consistency when you're selling merch. It's going to give you a consistency when you're releasing digital music. But most of all, it's going to give you a consistency when you're performing and you're building out this list of places you've played. You're building out this repertoire, building out this resume, building out this little thing, you're building out your legitimacy as an artist.
Oh, and by the way, all those people that you connected with at your little, on the professional end, at those little regional festivals, many of them are quite ambitious too.
Yeah.
And so they're trying to get to work and their version of Coachella, which isn't to perform, but maybe to get to be involved in the
live sound. They want to be front of house.
Yeah.
They want to be booking the next artist. They want to be doing all of these things. So all the people you come up around are coming up with you.
Yeah. So sometimes somebody at the local regional festival, they get the job doing something in the offices that support Coachella. And the next thing you know, you've got an in with somebody who works at Coachella.
And they remember you and are like, oh yeah, I remember working with you. You were a lot of fun. Or, oh, I remember working with you.
And you were a lot of fun.
Next.
Number 4, they say getting a booking agent who actually moves. Coachella works with almost exclusively through major booking agencies. We covered this last year on like episode 1 or
maybe we do a refresher because it's been so long.
Early on, so they book they book exclusively through the agencies, CAA, WME, UTA, Paradigm. Without representation from one of them, you're functionally invisible to the festival booking teams. Agents don't come to you until you have leverage, and that leverage is everything that we've talked about in steps 1 through 3.
That's right.
Proven live draw, real streaming traction, some press coverage, all working together so that you can say, here's what I've built.
Yeah.
Here's what I'm going to offer you, Mr. or Mrs. or Mix agent.
Yes.
And so what is it that you're going to offer me, and how do we then take this and move together?
Move together mutually.
They also recommend not cold emailing. This is like advice within advice within advice. So which is why, like, even if Coachella isn't your dream, this advice is like, you can
Still
apply
relevant.
this to whatever it is your dream is.
Yes.
When you're ready, don't cold email. Try to get a warm introduction through a manager, a lawyer, or an artist already on the roster.
Yeah.
They say that personal referrals are currency.
I can't add anything to that because I think that's the truth.
Incredible advice.
There's nothing worse than cold emailing. The best thing, and I think this is true for any sale you're trying to make, any connection you're trying to build, is to make it personal.
Yep.
To meet someone, to meet a friend of them, have them introduce you. If you can be with someone who knows that person, have them be like, "Hey, it's good to meet you. This is my friend, so and so." That's currency.
Yep.
That's money.
Yep.
That's so much better than being like, "Hi, I wanted to reach out to you. I'm from this." 100 times.
This is why going out has its own value.
Yeah.
As a
Being at the shows,
Yep.
being networking, connecting with other people, being in the session, being around other creatives, putting yourself in the environment.
Finally, they say create leverage that they can't argue with. They say that festivals buy certainty. They need proof that you'll bring people. Leverage is streams plus press plus a fan base that actually acts. So they recommend things like sync placements to build TV or film credibility. They mentioned, a song in a series like on Netflix or a brand campaign will tell a programmer that someone with a serious budget has already bet on you.
Yeah.
So
Social proof.
Yeah.
We call that social proof. When you see something, when someone else has already invested, you've already played another festival. If you've already played another festival like Coachella, and they can say, "Oh, you were at La La last year and you brought in 10,000 people. Okay, cool. I know you can do that."
Yep.
Maybe you still need to go play some more shows.
Yeah.
Doing that. But
and even on the same token, maybe you got a placement in a 30-second placement on Drag Race. Right?
Yeah.
That's a big deal. That
That's
means
a
that
moment.
you're on somebody's radar.
Yes.
That's the kind of thing that then propels you to the next level.
Yeah.
So within this, and this is why this advice is great and a little bit contradictory and a little bit thorny to actually execute in real life.
Yes.
Because they're saying, focus on getting to Coachella, like build your live repertoire, like do all that. But then they're also saying, oh yeah, by the way, also just build a sync career.
yeah.
Which is,
Those are two very opposing concepts, but hopefully maybe you can do them together.
Yeah. And at least if you knew that if your North Star was to play Coachella, or whatever your North Star, like, I want to be signed to a major label. I want to open for Foo Fighters. You know what I mean?
Ooh, yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, my dream is to do this thing. We've got somebody who comes to open mic, and their dream is to do a duet with a certain artist.
Yeah.
And so they have been, and like, shout out because this person watches, so you know who you are. I don't want to like put your stuff out there.
Yeah.
Plus, we're gonna have them on someday.
Yes.
So this person knows who they are, but their dream is to do a duet with this artist.
Yeah.
And so they've really done a ton of numbers. They're doing online TikTok stuff.
Yeah.
But they've done a ton of numbers just in service of chasing this one dream.
This specific collaboration.
And built an audience in the meantime. And so you can sort of do those things knowing that what your ultimate North Star is.
Yeah.
And that way, the kind of the bonus to that is that if you get rejected, which you inevitably will.
Yes.
You can
over and over
again. You kind of go, it doesn't matter because it's just one step on my way to getting to Coachella.
This is something that I talk about in consultations all the time, is aiming at what you're going for. So like planning out, if this is specifically what you want, if what you want is to do this collaboration, the idea of focusing your content around this is putting you in this direction. You're not just aimlessly shooting out content, hoping you put yourself on a track and you're following that way.
This is sort of spray and pray method.
Yeah.
And you know what your goal is. And there are cases where, like we said, this feels like it maybe pulls you in directions. But there are cases where you're going to need to make strategic decisions.
Yeah.
And knowing what that goal is will help you to sort of to orient the decisions that you make, even if it feels like you're zigging and zagging a little bit.
And, in the beginning too, when you don't know yet, throwing everything at the wall and seeing what sticks, seeing what resonates with you is okay. It's just as you get further and further along your journey, you want to find tools and strategies to narrow down and kind of set yourself on that path towards your ultimate goal.
That's why this article from this Beat Cave is so valuable.
Yeah,
because like we said, this is actually so much more than just booking Coachella.
Shout out beatcave.ca.
So I recommend that you check out this account. There's actually a lot of interesting stuff, and of course, check out this particular Instagram post, which we will, as always, leave in the description or in the comments, or wherever you are experiencing this.
Yes,
you will get a chance to check that out, because this is really great advice.
So you want to set at Coachella?
You know I do.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching. This has been the Wholesome Music Podcast. We have a ton of content just like this on our page, so please like and subscribe and join us over there. My name is Augustus Watkins.
My name's Cam LJ.
And we'd love to see you again.